Homer, you must know Mickey. So we're here to pick Mickey's brain a bit. Mickey, there was some prophecy made for Homer in the beginning,
Yes,
long before his birth.
the way I started, um, I was writing magazine articles for the Postmaker, and the woman asked me, why don't you write an article about Homer Davenport? You're right there in his oasis. And he went to the desert. He was a Silverton-born boy, but he went to the desert in 1906 after he became William Randolph Hearst's world famous cartoonist, and he imported the first Arabians to America for a nucleus of breeding stock to establish breeding farms here. And now it's a multi-million-dollar industry. My agent has a mare, Faradon, that she took to Scottsdale to the biggest Arabian show on earth and put her in the class of 212 mares. And she won at number one. And Ellen was kind enough to bring her over here to my place a month before I rode her as Grand Marshal in the Silverton Parade at the Davenport Show. And I heard an intriguing story right away when I started looking in them up. Well, in the first place, I discovered I knew Homer's sisters and his first and second cousins on both sides of the house. And they told me a story about how his mother had studied an article written by one of the most famous doctors on earth. He was in some therapeutic college in New York, and he called his article How to Born a Genius. Now, that kind of grammar wouldn't get by a third-grade teacher today, would it? But he told her how she could born a genius, and she studied his book so intently, and then she announced to the whole country that she was going to have a son, and he'd become a world-famous cartoonist. America didn't have a cartoonist to equal Europe until Thomas Nast came on the scene. And his cartoons interested Florinda so much that because they found their way to her house through the Harper's Weekly uh, magazine that was popular in those days, and it got into her home out here on in the Waldo Hills on Sunnyview Avenue. And she studied that so intensely, How to Born a Genius, that she made this prophecy that Homer would, she would have a son and he'd become a world famous cartoonist. Nobody knows how she did it, but it happened. And the big doctors say that the chances, the odds are astronomical. They are, it's just such impossible odds that it never should happen, but it did happen. And they called it a diatribe that someone could put a malicious interpretation on if you wanted to, but um, he, in his book, or in his article about how to born a genius, that doctor told a mother to abstain from all stimulants. She couldn't have tea or coffee. She had to maintain absolute purity of thought, mind, maintain high spiritual standards, and keep her mind constantly on the desire of her heart. And she could born a genius, and she did it. Nobody knows how. After Homer's death, years later, a team of doctors, most noted doctors they could find, went out to interview his sister because they wanted to see if they could learn more about that. But they couldn't. And I didn't know what a diatribe was, and I couldn't find a dictionary that would tell me. But I finally did, and it said that um, what it is, the chances are utterly impossible against something, and it never should happen, but it does happen. It defies all odds, and it does happen, and that's what happened in her case. And then she died when Homer was only 3, but well, by that time he was already sketching, and I think he was about 12 when he first article was uncanny that all these things that come my way to be so much like his interest. And then one night when I was on my boat in there by the fireplace, um, an Adventist minister stopped me. I wondered what in the world am I doing, and I told him I'm writing a book. So I was telling him some of these things I told you, and when he left, he said, I want to tell you something. You were predestined to write that book. I said, what makes you say that? He said, well, we're Adventists, and we believe in predestination. And he said, all those uncanny things that have happened to you would never have come about without a conscious effort on your part. And I didn't make any effort to find it. It just came my way. There's a Catholic woman stopped in one night, and I'm not Catholic either, but she said she was always so interested in this Davenport project. And
We need to cut the card
he could tell him what he had to do and the customs and things like this. And then he enlisted the help of Teddy Roosevelt to get to see the Ottoman Turks were in charge of the desert. It was under their control, and they wouldn't allow an Arabian to leave the desert, no matter what. But Homer went to work with Teddy Roosevelt went to work with the Turkish embassy over there to get his permission to go into the desert. And there's always been a great controversy raging because some people claim Homer never went to the desert at all. He was to go to, I think it was the governor he was to go to first, and he went to another one, a man with less influence. And this fellow was so pleased that he would go there that he gave him this famous war mare. He didn't have to ask the tribes, and they knew she was the greatest mare. They were afraid to face her in battles because it was known that when she led into battle, the tribe always won. But they gave her to Homer, and the tribe was real pleased over that because Homer had gone over there without soldiers. He went alone with his two men. He didn't take protection in there, and this pleased the Arabs that he came without soldiers. So they gave him that mare, and then when he rode out to the desert to see another famous sheikh, that's sheikh in the desert, not sheep. That's a movie corruption of the word. And they had a famous stallion that the governor took him out to his stables to show him because it was he was so valuable that no one tribe was allowed to keep him. He was kept in the royal stables at the governor's mansion. And because his subordinate had given Homer Waduda, the governor gave him this famous stallion, the pride of the desert, Caleb, that called him. And he brought him home. And Homer told his men that this horse would win over any Arabian in the desert. And he went over any horse in America. But when he got him over here, he put him in 17 shows. He won every single one of them. And that shows that he was an outstanding horse. And then the Arabs, some of the men he defeated were so jealous they poisoned him and killed him. Homer brought a slave boy home with him, an Ethiopian slave. He was heartbroken over that, and then when he lost Caleb, it just about got him. And he cried so much that he almost lost the vision in one eye. And he had planned all the time he would keep Caleb here and use him about 4 years, then he'd take him back to the tribe. And it really hurt him because he couldn't keep his promise to the Arabs because they were like kids. They couldn't understand broken promise. With them, it's life or death. My man keeps his promise or pays with his life. And Homer couldn't take Caleb back. And people figured all the time that if he had kept Caleb here, could have kept him, he might raise the pride of America. much more intensity than we do, and things that don't bother us are of intense interest to them. And Orla said he can't stand that, it'll kill him, and it did.
Didn't you draw a picture in commemoration to the Titanic?
Didn't what?
You drew a picture in commemoration to the
Yeah,
Titanic?
he's drawn many pictures. And coming out here to his father's funeral, he sketched a picture of a chariot with an angel driving 3 Arabian horses, 2 whites and a black, as they're going away to the clouds, to his heavenly home. And Hearst was so intrigued with that he had it put on his gravestone down here in the cemetery. And it's just as plain as can be. And it makes you amazed because Homer drew that on the train en route out here. And the trains were rough in those days. They didn't have the cushioning power, and the rails were crooked and bumpy. But that is drawn to perfection.
Been a pretty hair-raising experience. I forgot about the video. Moving this rock into place has been unreal. I'm gonna cut this off and go to the other side.
Back off just a hair. Back off. Oh, now do it. Move a little bit. Back off a little bit. Wait. Let's take this out into the pool, and we'll get it to running. Wait a minute now.
This is hairy. First we brought it in with the scoop, and I should have got pictures of that. Set it down, and then it fell out of the scoop. We were all afraid it was going to fall in the pool. Now we've got it in this position, using the opposite end of the backhoe with big straps lifted up, and then pushing it forward because it's got to overhang the pool.
We might be able to do it with all 3 of us. Try it again.
Pressure on this pinch bar to lift that thing up and over. There it goes.
More.
There it goes. Look at that. Isn't that unreal? Hal's weight was the deciding factor on that one. Part is too thick. You can't see it from here, but it's another probably 8 inches thicker. We were just talking about taking that big, huge pinch bar with a sledgehammer and popping that bottom section off of there and just letting it fall into that hole, which might work. Big rock is not going to work. It's just too thick and we can't split it. So we're going to put it right over by Hal, and we've got another one that we're going to split and bring in that's not quite this good. We're going to try and lift that and move it. Just don't dump it in the pool, guys. We don't need a rock in the pool.
You know what? If you can drag that thing and get it right to here somewhere, you can drag it right to here. All right, hold on.
Artist just saw something as he stood over there. He's got another idea on where we're going to put this rock. He's got something cooking here.
Well, that's okay. It's already not good. It's already not good.
It's fun to watch these artists at work. Temperamental as heck, as far as talent is concerned. You just let them go. Let them go. You kind of swing with the tide when we're setting rock here. Just gonna move that baby somewhere. I don't know what's happening.
Put it down now.
Oh, we lost some rock on the top. Well, that's the way it goes. That's when you work with shale rock. It might be pretty.
Okay, this side is still solid.
See, but not, I hope not. We're trying to push the rock over into... There he goes. There he goes. Oh, back this up a little bit. Trying to push it.
Yeah, we're not done. Bring the bucket bottom out a little more. Get the bucket.
It's going to push it over into position. It's going to do it. To the side, and I know what he's going to do. He's going to build an extra waterfall, and I'll get over there and take a picture of that. We're going to take and split this one and make two out of it and put one of these over where we're trying to put the other one.
Side pressure.
Well, if you got it on both sides, I think it'll even up.
I can see how it's going to pop real easy from here. Can't you? Yeah, look at it go. Let's open it up.
Get it out of our way if we can.
Yeah.
You have a rainbow on that. There's a rainbow.
Liking.
Yeah, I think it looks nice.
Or do you want
I like
this
it.
side? I
Oh.
would suggest you take a grinder, grind out all your...
This is the rock we just split. This is going to actually be the bottom of the pool of the waterfall. I'm running out of tape. This is kind of daring. I'm running out of tape and I'm running out of battery.
The back switch.
This is where the big rock went. Right here, that was supposed to go over the edge there. But we got another rock. And we're going to put this.
Carl Stockton. Stockton with a ball. Porter knocks down Carl Malone. Stockton gets Carl Malone the ball. Puts it up at the horn. It's not good. Rebound Benoit. Put it up. He fouls. There he is. Reaching in. He should have had that rebound.
Well, here's the concrete all poured. There's a small amount of rock set. Closer shot of the waterfall. There's the flower beds of the waterfall. On the other side of the waterfall. And this can be a flower bed right there. The water falls over the falls in about 5 places. There's more flower beds there, and this has to go higher and all be covered up. There's the other angle. This has got to all be covered. Different tiers of the water falling down. It's all got to be covered here. Beautiful. That rock right there is beautiful. Water's going to flow over that rock. Can hardly wait till this gets done. It's supposed to be plastered next week. Place torn apart. There's the ditch for the electrical and the water, 3 feet deep. Karen dug it over 3 feet in some areas. And the greenhouse is going to get its ends on Monday. We've really got this going to be the cabana area. And that mess out there is going to be the basketball, tennis courts, volleyball, right in there. It's really going to be a beautiful recreational area when we get it all done. see the horses. The horses. There they are. Beautiful filly right there. There's Busabi being a big ding-a-ling, chasing the filly around, saying, "Get out of here." There's Patty, and there's Huck. And it says, "I'm going to run out of tape." You waiting for Mommy to take you out of this sun, Bakeem? Hey, big boy. Hey, big guy. Fran, Madeline, look at Grandma. Look. Oh, pretty dog. Oh, you both look so beautiful together. Run over there and get in the picture, Jeffrey. Boy, Jeffrey, we're going to have fun in this pool, aren't we? Oh, I think he loves you. Yes, I think he loves you. Where's Morgan? You want to run over there, Jeffrey, and get in the picture? Well, she has to wait for Molly. Jeffrey, you want to get in that picture? Boy, Stasha's having a ball with all this attention. He loves attention. That's my mean watchdog. He loves his head scratched. He wants you want him to smile for the pictures? Is that what you want him to do? Is smile for the pictures? Why? Up there, you can pet him. Go up. You can pet him.
Not me.
There's that pretty horsey.
Bite?
No, Bakeem doesn't bite.
Is he mean? No. Horses aren't at me.
Go on up there and I'll get your picture with him.
Where is he?
He likes to be petted. Go down lower, Jeffrey. Go down lower.
Lower.
Yeah, get him down lower.
Okay.
That's the Drinkers of the Wind. Pretty baby.
That's a baby?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay. When Molly gets something, can I ride on bikini?
We'll see.
Like bikinis.
His name is Bakeem.
Like he's a king.
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch this, Grandma.
Uh-huh.
But you need to comb him.